Hello everybody all over the world. Hello, it is me, HiGPS, and today's episode we're going to be looking at, whoa, it's episode 91, dude, that's a lot. The #1 fan set for the Scout. And the fan set is these weapons presented here by me in midair. Dr. Jones is looking a bit down.
It's funny to me!
And all of these weapons were added some time ago, and it also has like a matching hat, but the hat doesn't give you any set effect, and this doesn't give you any set effect. So basically, this weapon fires faster, and when you run, it builds hype, and it gives you mini crits. So you shoot, it's a double barrel, so you shoot 2 shots, and then you're out and you have to reload. And the Winger does 15% more damage per shot, but you only have like 5 bullets per clip, and the Atomizer doesn't really do any damage when you hit people, but you have an extra jump in the air. Like usually you can jump once, and then 1 time in the air as Scout, and you're done. But with this item, you can actually jump 3 times. But however, the 3rd jump will take away 10 of your health, so you can't like spam it without heals and stuff like that. So that is the set today. That is what we're going to be examining and stuff like that. And before we go into the replay, I have some announcements that I have a new show called CCC, which is crazy complicated configs, and that is you submit to me a config, and a config is, I will explain it, I will explain in detail later in another video. Basically, it's just like my setup of keys, because you can like make all my keys like kill myself and stuff like that. So I'll be playing like with your wonky configs. Like I already gotten one where they have like, I've been told they reversed all the keys, so I'll be playing with like reverse configs in like lobbies and competitive games and stuff like that. Basically, we'll see me a lot of misery and failing and stuff like that. So that's also coming up. So with that, we're just going to go in to the first replay of the day, which is the introduction replay. It's going to show us how the weapon works. So that's a double shot and you reload. And this is Shadowhawk. And he's going to be playing Scout here on CP Yukon. And oh, this is the mini crits. They activate after you run a certain distance and you 2-shot most of the stuff, because at point blank, you do 150 damage per shot. So bam bam, you've done 300 damage. And if you know math, 300 damage is as much health as a heavy has. And he's going to be running up to the sniper. I don't think the sniper even saw him, and he's going to be shooting here. It's a bit of a spammy weapon, and even if you just shoot 1 shot, you will still reload both bullets. So it's always useful to use both bullets. And also, when you get the mini crits from the hype, it also carries over to your other weapons. And that's the general idea of this weapon. It's very bursty. That you have a high damage output in the beginning, and then it goes down over time. And same with the Ringer, and the Atomizer is just for movement, pretty much. And this heavy doesn't know how to check his back, apparently. And now the hype activates. But what is important to note is that the hype, like you can't see the bar here because it's a replay, but the bar where the hype goes up, you can actually see it, and it's only charging up when you are holding the soda popper, which is the shotgun. So that is the one that gives the crits. This one just has extra damage but less bullets. And this just makes you jump stuff. So it's mainly this one that's going to be interesting, because it's a whole new playstyle of Scout that is very bursty. Because usually with the scattergun, like the standard one that you already have, unless you already have this and all the other scatterguns and hats and stuff in the game, it's bursty, similar to the Force of Nature. That you have a high output damage and then a low downtime. So overall, if you miss your 2 shots against like a regular Scout that uses the standard scattergun, and you miss, he will most likely kill you every time, because the scattergun is good. So here we have, this is a guy who sent a lot of replays. This is Gozi-san, sick as heck with flu, the guy with the Twitter in his name. He submitted a ton of replays of today, showcasing his play. From what I can see, Gozi-san is playing a bit of a defensive Scout. Because as a Scout, it's important to be, even with the set, is to be as annoying as possible. You know, just be in their face and jump around and be all crazy and in their face, because you have that extra jump and you can do that. So you can see like this, when people are getting healed and you shoot at a distance, this weapon isn't really that good of a choice, because, you know, you don't have the proper damage output. Then you need to have really good aim. But I found that this played very similar to the sniper rifle of all things, because the sniper rifle is high damage, bursts, very stable stuff, and this one is kind of the same, only that it's not a sniper rifle. But like to me, it felt pretty much the same, because I'm an awful Scout. And we see just Gozi-san just running across the enemies here, and they didn't even see him. But you gotta be careful, man. If you get too close and you get stuck in the door here, the medic will just kill you. So that was a bit of a burstiness. You can see him just bursting it all over the place. And we're just going to go on to the next one, which is entitled Not As Planned. One thing that is important that if you submit replays to me is that you have like this little title thing. Please give it like some title so I know what's going on, because sometimes it's just a map name and a date and a time. It doesn't really tell me much what to expect if there's anything special to look for. So this is still Gozi-san. He's actually on the top of his team as a scout on defense. And if there's one thing that's really hard, it's playing scout on defense on payload maps, because you die so fast. So being a top scorer on payload with scout on defense is actually pretty good, especially with this loadout. You have very, like I said, I'm going to be saying throughout this episode, you have a very high starting damage output, especially with the hype. That is the whole idea with this weapon. You have to work around the hype, and you got to like fall back and, okay, look at this. Alright, here we have plan. Alright, the NG hasn't spotted him yet. Okay, so he is going to do something. Yeah, gets the NG. Alright, excellent. And then you just get mauled by heavy and the replay's over. Yeah. Because as a scout, there's a few things that kills you pretty fast that you have to watch out for regardless of what loadout you're using. Heavies, sentries, and pyros. Those are the three things you should try and stay away from in close quarters. Pyros are not so dangerous if you're out of their flamethrower range. Then you can just shoot them. But if you're too close and they use your flamethrower, they can like launch you in the air and do all kind of crazy stuff with you. So this is going to be on Payload Frontier. And it's still going to be featuring Gozi-san. He's going to be playing a 4v4 because it's talent. And he is using the set still, all of it. That was the requirement of today's episode. You have to use all of those. And one thing that we'll be seeing later is that the Atomizer actually plays a big part in this set, because that one extra jump actually is extremely useful if used properly. So keep in mind, the hype only builds when you're holding the weapon. So you can actually time this. So there we go. We are now back in real time. And Gozi-san is running around here with a bit of a glitched shotgun. There we go. He hasn't really been able to hit any guys yet, and now when you're out of hype, that's when you're vulnerable. That's when the damage is really lacking with this. But as soon as you have hype, you can just go in and you can do just so much damage. You can do a lot of damage with this too, but keep in mind you only have 2 bullets, like bursts. So you have to like aim and prepare a lot more for your shots. You can't just run all willy-nilly, stuff like that. And one thing that's hard about the Scout is that you're the fastest class in the game, and you also have to aim pretty precisely. So you're going to be seeing Gozi-san. It's going to be being a bit of a passive scout. And we're going to be seeing some changing in scout styles as we change people who have different playstyles. And here he's like kind of making a mistake, and that is like activating his hype when there's absolutely no one around. That is something you don't really want to do. So keep an eye on the hype meter and switch to another weapon, and then switch it back when you're ready to go into action. That way you can kind of time whenever you want the mini crits to go in, because you do, you know, more damage with that. And also the same applies, you know, sneak up to your enemies and just shoot them in the face with a shotgun. And try not to get hit by rockets, is all I can say. And here he activates the hype again when nobody's really around that he's going to shoot. So keep in mind it also transfers over to other weapons, so if you are not comfortable with the Winger, if you think it's a piece of shit, which most people said, I think it's fine. I'll get to the Winger in a bit, but you gotta use what you're comfortable with. And to me, like, scattergun on this one doesn't really matter, as long as you're comfortable with the weapon. Keep in mind, just because you get a new weapon doesn't mean it's better, unless it's, you know, Ubersaw, or Stolen Wow, or the Third Degree, or... Okay, the list is starting to get long. Equalizer. Stuff like that, yeah. But normally, like, primary weapons are not that. Like, Valve doesn't tend to care too much about melee weapons as much. Eventually, Gozi-san goes down because soldiers are good against Scout if you run straight at them. And they just shoot a rocket and kill you, because a rocket does 100 and something damage and you have 125 health as a Scout, so... that was like kind of like harassment fire. Like just shooting, not really committing. That's very important as a Scout. Any class in general, to just, if you have a shotgun or any kind of hit scan weapon, just do the spamming and you'll be surprised of how many assists and kills you can actually get from players who are like insanely low on health. So this is going to be not necessarily focused on how to use this weapon, but this is more a Scout thing, because this is like kind of a crucial mistake we see a lot of players do. So first of all, the heavy with the healing heat maker, no problem. He got the mini crits, and he did 150 damage in each shot, killed him in 2. Excellent work there. That's a mini sentry there. Keep in mind, mini crits do not, help you with sentries. Neither does crits. And Gozu-san is on blue, and he has a medic that eventually decides to heal him before they're gonna go and attack further. So he's gonna push the cart. Keep in mind, as a scout, you push the cart ×2. Other classes pushes ×1, unless the soldier or the demoman is using the pain train. So that's pretty much how it goes. So he's just sitting here, not moving at all, holding out his weapon, and now he's gonna be falling back. And now he's activated hype when there's absolutely no one here. I mean, the closest to enemy is here, but you should activate when you can see it. So once again, look at that. But I just want to focus at where you're aiming, because Gozu-san is making a lot of like noob mistakes of where to look, because there's like a certain way you should aim as a scout that would actually help you a lot. So we're just gonna look what he does. So he goes and kills this heavy, all right, and then he just looks straight ahead, and then he looks this way, all right. So this is what he turns around. Okay, so he was here, and then he just just gonna turn this way. Okay, so here he's leaving himself completely open to whatever. Like it could have been something here, but he left himself completely open to that. And you don't want to do that. You do want to look around, and you want to see as much as possible, because the more you see opportunities, and the more opportunities you have, the more pain you can bring to the enemy. So he is just going to be falling back here, and he's not kind of like, you should kind of turn around to see like, are they following me? If not, you can poke back up. And we're going to be seeing other players that are a bit more familiar with the scout use this, but this is important to note. Like, this is like classic mistake for new players, that they don't like look around enough. So here we go. He has his aim currently centered in the middle. So what I would suggest is, like, when you come around a corner, just aim around a corner in case somebody is there, because you can't see them, and then you just change your aim regardless. And now he's running up here, leaving his entire left side open. Like, he doesn't see any of this, but he hears it, so I guess he has a good idea what that is. And then he's going to be running here and running around, and this is a key time to check your back, because this is narrow areas. He doesn't. And then he keeps running around, and he has an insane blind spot. He did not check here, or up here, or behind him even. Not there's anything there. You know, there's nothing here yet. But still, it's important to look around so you don't get surprised. Like, oh, there was a sentry there. Well, I didn't see it because I didn't check it. But the sentry is there, so he's seen that. And he's still running around activating the crits, the mini crits, when he doesn't really have to. So that's just important minor notes as when you play, especially as scout, to look around. And finally he sees his target and barely misses, but that's just something that comes with practice. There goes, taking out the soldier with a little help from his heavy there, and activating the hype once again when nobody is around. And here he sees the demo man, and he runs up, and he gets killed by this heavy. He knew was there, but completely ignored and didn't even look at. So that's what I wanted to say when like looking around. It's important to try and cover the blind spots. Like, it's kind of like basic stuff, but like look both ways before you cross the battlefield, kind of. So we're gonna go on to the next replay, which is gonna be a short one. It's gonna be a bit of a longer episode today because we got a lot of replays, and right now we're simulating like a horror effect where the camera is skewed. And this is still Gozu-san sick as heck with flu, so I guess he's playing a bit poorly because of that, but still, that's important to note. Oh, mini sentry, his only weakness. All right, assess the situation and shoot the sentry, okay? Use the pistol. Yes, excellent. You got the sentry. The mini sentry, your only weakness. There's a demo man there. You gotta be careful. Or he gotta be careful, because he's using the sticky jumper. That doesn't do damage, but you gotta watch your blind spot and you get shot by a scout. So that's how you take out mini sentries. You just shoot them. Because that's easy. So one thing is important as scout, especially with this set, is aim, because you have to burst. It fires pretty quickly, and you just have to like glue your crosshair to them and just fire like bam bam is what you have to do. So that requires a bit of an aim, and it's kind of different from the scattergun, because the scattergun, it has more shots, but it shoots slower. But it will over time do more damage if you miss your shots. So here we have a battle where two scouts can't really aim at each other, and they're just running around and shooting, but eventually he gets taken out, and he activates the hype when nobody's around. Again, this is very important. In order to really capitalize on this weapon, you have to utilize the hype to its fullest. And now the hype is over and there's no one around. He's a spy, and you shouldn't spend excessive amount of time just chasing down spies. It's not really a good idea to do. Like, he spent so much time just looking for the spy which is here, which is over there. So the spy's pretty much been in one spot, and you just wasted a lot of time and hype doing absolutely nothing back in his base. So here's the thing, like, if you look around and you chase a spy, and one thing you should look for in particular is like ammo and stuff just vanishing, because mostly what spies will do, they will run over health packs and ammo to refill their cloak when they're hidden. So that's something to look for. So if you're like, you have to know the map for this, but if you're like close to any health packs like this, and you kill a spy and you're not sure if you killed him or not, if he's dead ringing or if he just cloaked, if you see him here, you know where he's at, and you can like kind of predict where he's going. If you don't see those disappear, don't fucking bother, just run away, or just run along with your business. But however, you will know there's a spy behind you, so he won't get the drop on you, most likely, because you will know. And Goes on checking his back there, and being a bit careful as a scout there, using the regular pistol. That's fine, we're gonna run. And here we have the hype activating again when nobody's around. Oh, there's a scout, yes! Alright, it paid off, because a scout ran into our face and died. This map is Control Point 5 Gorge. It's a very big map. Oh, Pyros, gotta stay away from those. Keep him in. If you're out of the flamethrower range, he doesn't actually do damage, and you can just shoot him like that. So that was excellent play there, excellent zoning. Probably insanely, he tried to do that. That was like on purpose by Gozi's on here. And here we have another scout battle with scouts who can't aim, but he takes them out, and boom, boom. You do 150 damage up shot, which means you can one-shot medic, spy, engineer, sniper, and scout in one shot if you're up close. With the scattergun, it takes 2 regardless. So, in one sense, when it comes to one-shotting classes, the soda popper is really good. With the hype, of course. The soda popper is good when you have the hype. It is not so good when you do not have the hype, and that's why you have to work around it. So that's why you will start to get these, timings where you know when you can attack and when you fall back. So when you have downtime, when you're low on health and you don't have the hype, you should spend time just moving around and stuff. So this still goes this on, and no, this is actually Chain. Sorry, bro, this is Chain, and we're going to be seeing a whole different playstyle here, because Chain is actually, he's not in the start phase of learning scout. He's actually quite a decent scout. And I don't remember what he said, but some people like really hated this set and some people really loved it, so it's kind of mixed feelings. So he's going to be using the winger here, because the winger is good at this distance, right? This distance here is excellent, because it doesn't have that much damage drop off, and it's still more accurate than the shotgun. That applies for the pistols to scouts in general. Like, mid-range, use pistol, close range, use scattergun. And you see it taking him out, and due to the extra damage, like if you use 5 or less shots to finish off your enemy, the winger is excellent. It's really good. However, if you have to reload, you're gonna wish you had the standard pistol with more shots in it. But there we go. He activates the hype, and then he switches around his weapons, and he actually takes out a scout, though a spy, because you can one-shot those. And there's a sniper down there, and he's gonna be using the pistol at mid-range, and there comes the bat. Oh, bringing the pain! Ooh, bonk. Taking out the sniper, and keep in mind that bat doesn't do jack shit worth of damage, man. It does like so little. So that's actually, and you can just see him, he is in the middle of the battle, just dodging fire and being so annoying, because scouts can do that. Just running around, grabbing health kits, and you can just see it's so powerful. He actually gets a drop on this heavy, and the heavy had no idea what hit him. And now he activates the hype. Oh, you gotta be careful, it's a soldier and a pyro. He's going down below to grab more health. Eventually, use the pistol. Oh, sentries, heals only weakness. So here we saw a pretty good example of how to properly utilize this, because Chain is actually pretty good. He knows the strength and the weaknesses of the stuff. So he was like in the middle of the fray, and he was saving up his hype, and he was using it at the right time, and that way he was able to do a lot of damage. He killed like, I don't know, a lot of people. He got the sniper, he got this heavy, he got so many people. And if you as a scout can take down 2 or more with you, you had a good run. So this is going to be Timothy Vicker. Timothy Vicker. Timothy Vicker. Timo. He's going to be playing scout. And he's going to be playing with a big field of view, because fuck having field of view 90, I guess. And he's going to be running around using the ringer. He's actually, like, the reason he's running with the pistol is because he's saving up his hype. That is exactly what he's doing. And keep in mind, when he jumped here, he used like a triple jump for some reason. He lost 10 health, but there's health kits on top of here. There's one there, and there's one here that he took. So he's able to heal himself back up. So if you're a scout, you need to know where all the health packs are. Here he goes, flanking around the back, getting a demo man, catching him out of position, and his demo is going to go down because he is like, yeah, fuck, I don't even care anymore. And he gets beaten to death by a hyped bonk Atomizer thing. And here comes another medic. He should have probably just fired some shot at that guy because he could have been a spy. Just keep in mind he is on the red team. He's going to be killing the blues. He's going to run over here and standing on top here, running up to the back of a scout, killing him in 2 shots.
Doc, come on, man.
No, wait, this is actually not Timothy. This is, who the fuck is this? Sorry, Timothy. This is Char the Magical Pimp. Sorry, bro. I like that he has an actually pronounceable name. Whoops! I never make mistakes. I'm never wrong because I'm... And then he gets taken out. So there we saw some low-pace scout stuff. He had a good strategy, though. He was above his enemies. He saved up his hype. He switched around his weapons to accommodate whatever was best for the situation. And yeah. So we're going to move on to the next one. Which is going to be the same guy again, I think.
Our control point is being
Yes, here we have, yes, this is Char, the magical pimp. And he is going to be doing something that all scouts needs to be good at. And that is dodging damage. And this guy, he is a baller. He's like, he doesn't care. He's like, oh, here's the bat. Alright, so we're just going to cap this point, guys. Alright, moving on. Oh, there's a pyro here. Okay, you're shooting somebody. I'm going to use my pistol and finish him. Oh, it's a scout. Oh, okay. Hype mode. Okay, good. Because what allows you to do when you have the hype mode set up is that whenever you just pull up the shotgun, you have hype mode. So you kind of get the drop on the opponents. They're like, oh yeah, look, a scout. Oh shit, he got hype. It's kind of what they do. So he's going to be doing some damage here. Still building that hype. I've been told... I haven't checked, but I've been told that if you get whipped by the soldier whip and you run as a scout, you don't run any faster, but you build the hype faster for some reason. Now the scout's in Girardi, and he's going to be running around. Actually takes him out, and keep in mind, when you're in Girardi, you do the same amount of damage as if you're hyped with this weapon. And he's going to be whipping out his shotgun and trying to deal with this SMG sniper here. Get him! The sniper's using the SMG! Get him. Oh, there's so many people here. Okay, dodging damage. Okay, he's gonna be, jump up. Jump up. Oh, okay, he's on top. He's up top. Avoiding the damage. Alright, okay, just running by. Oh, there's a pyro. Jumping over the flames. Still out of the flames. That's so close. Oh, grabbing the health kit, and he's fine. Oh, you're so close. Oh, eventually he goes down. But that, man, that was a really good run for our friend, Char the Magical Pimp. That was excellent. That was boss mode right there. It was like, yeah, try and hit me if you can. I'm the gingerbread scout. So that was all the user submitted replays. Unfortunately, I couldn't show everything because we'll be here until like tomorrow. So now you're going to be seeing me playing with this set, and I actually liked it a lot. However, I prefer standard stuff more. Maybe the Atomizer is something you can throw in if you don't use the bat very often, but I like to have a reliable melee weapon to melee people. So this is going to be me playing on Gully Wash. And one thing I want to mention about this is that when I play, I try to be as aggressive as possible. Because when you are aggressive, you make the rules. You make the calls. When you are the aggression one, you kind of allow the enemies to push out. Kind of, in a way. So you're going to be using the pistol at mid-range here. And taking him out. If I wouldn't have taken out the scout there, I would have switched to the shotgun, which I'm switching to right now, building that hype. Oh, sentry down there, don't want to get that. Oh, it's a pyro, gotta stay out of those flames, man. Oh, I'm already on fire. Gonna be doing some damage while I run away. Keep in mind, even when you're falling back, do damage. Kind of just keep shooting, just spammy damage. No commitment, just shooting at this range, trying to be annoying. Because maybe, you know, maybe you shoot, do 3 health and of damage, and then like somebody on your team shoots a rocket and he does like 100, and if you didn't shoot, they would have 3 health left, but you kill them with that 3 damage. And now we activate the hype again, and we get a good angle here on the medic, and we're going to be taking him out eventually. And because you do mini crits, you can afford to stay further away, and also it's a heavy here. Oh, you got to be careful about that one. And you can just see, like, it had, like, the soda popper has faster reload too, and one thing is committing. Like, I want this heavy dead, right? So I was too low there to really to confront him, but I'm gonna reload my weapon and go back in, and there's a heavy again. Alright, jump! Jump in the air. Dodge. Oh yes. I took him out. It was totally not the pyro. So we're gonna make a push here onto the last point, and then we take a rocket to the face and die, because that's what happens when you get caught in a rocket in the face. So yeah, I totally forgot to show this in the right order, because I was supposed to show this right after we showed Gozizan on the same map, with, you know, aiming around and like having those troubles. We're gonna look at it now. So you can, if you're watching these on YouTube, we can, you can like, you know, compare. So this is me playing, and here we have what we call the anti-aggression. That is when your team does not attack when they should, because this medic actually has a full Uber, and this heavy is just standing there, and the sentry is being zapped, and we kill everything, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just standing here, just looking, waiting for the defending team to attack, and eventually he pops out, and then the medic's like, yeah, fuck you. And the heavy's like, oh, fire, medic, help me! He's burning! And then he burns to us, and I'm like, oh. I don't have any shoes. So already, I'm focusing down the soldier here. He should have a crit rocket, but I dodged it. And now we activate hype, and now is the time to be aggressive. But not, you know, overextend and die, of course. Unless you're trying to suicide and kill a medic or like an important class or something. And we're just jumping around. Get this NG. Oh! Okay, we're still alive. We're good. Okay, falling back. We're really low on health. Grabbing that little health kit there. And then reloading our weapons. You know, taking the time to build the hype and reload our weapons. Gonna check up here to see if there's anything here. Oh, yep. Spencer and teleport. We're gonna be cleaning that up. Don't want anyone ninja teleporting behind us. Excellent. And now we activate hype by mistake. Whoops. That happens to everybody, but we're pretty close to where the enemies are at anyway, so we're gonna do what all good scouts do, and that is push the cart on payload. That is usually your job, and right now I tried to, like, the plan was to jump on top of this and then on top of this, because you can actually do that, but I kind of fail in the execution. But having the Atomizer really opens up a lot of different ways you can run on very different maps, where you barely can't get up as scout, but because of that extra jump you were actually able to get up there, so it adds a bit more of a mobility. But here you see, like, when I'm aiming, like, I will aim up the stairs, and I will aim around a corner, and first I will check here, and I see nothing, and then I see like some guys over there, and then I activate my my hype. I'm taking out a piss sniper, and eventually this demo man grabbing the health, trying to stay alive, but there's a heavy there, and oh no, that heavy was really low though. So low, you had to eat a sandwich, you fat Russian guy without hands. How dare you eat without hands? So we're gonna move on here and try and be as annoying as possible as a scout. Because if you play a game on a pub and people go like, that fucking scout, and you know they're referring to you, you're doing a good job. And that was what happened here. People were like, oh my god, that fucking scout, you're such a cunt. Because that was the only way you could describe it. Because I, not all of the replays are featured here, but I gave him a lot of trouble with this. So right now I'm kind of doing a bit of spammy damage, because if you go up close here as a scout on payload, you're most likely dying. You can see I just spam shoot everything. Oh, it's a sniper. Oh, he was low. Okay, took him out. So there's a soldier here, taking him out as well. Bringing a lot of pain and bringing a lot of damage that we can do. And oh, there's a sniper down there. Okay. And you're dead. Oh, there's an engineer. Oh, gonna be denying all these buildings. Oh, the winger, dodging the fire. Dodging the fire. Okay, reloading. Repositioning ourselves, using the downtime to build a hype before we go and strike. And now we switch to the pistol to not activate the hype. So we're gonna be running up. And we are up here as an engineer. Activate the hype. Oh, we missed. Alright, kill the teleporter. Okay, got the NG. Excellent. We got the NG, and then got the teleporter. We're nice. Alright, so there's no sentries here, so at any point in time, my team can push, but they're not doing that. So since we cleared up all their defenses, I guess it's only natural that we kill everything and then push the cart. Because teamwork. So we're getting heals from this cart here, and everything is looking fine and stuff like that. And if the stream is laggy, that is because Twitch doesn't know how to handle bandwidth. Because it's fine on my end. So if you're watching this on the on YouTube, it's absolutely fine, which it is, totally. No problems here whatsoever. And then eventually we go down to some sentry fire, because that is what happens sometimes. What you can try though, if the stream is laggy, is just to refresh. Yeah, that helps sometimes. And also do like the report thing. is something you can do. Looking over at the stream, I see myself fairly fine. Guess it's just the game that lags a bit. Alright, so we are back in the game. We're now on defense here as a scout, and we're gonna be trying to be as annoying as possible. So we're gonna be running here with the soda popper, switching to winger, you know, the one who's up. Oh, we saw a scout. He's behind enemy lines. He can do some damage to engineers and teleporters and stuff. We activate the hype in good time in order to deal with this, and we've done a lot of damage. He's really weak, and down he goes. Crisis averted. One thing that you didn't see in this replay is that that scout actually gave me a lot of trouble, because every single time I engaged him without the hype, he would kill me. But when I engaged with the hype, I was able to kill him, and that just goes to show that without the hype, you lack so much damage. So it's really important to work around that, and that's why the soda popper is so interesting, because you have that hype and you have that downtime. So you go about being annoying, you just jump up and you're just like, hey, what's up here, guys? Oh, just gonna shoot you, hey, killing the heavy. Oh, okay, I'm gonna be falling back now. Bye, guys. Running back and firing as you're falling back, doing maximum amount of damage you can do. That is about, you know, maximizing your damage. Very important for any class, you know, just spamming, building that hype. Because at this point, I'm only striking when I have hype. Like here, I'll be bring out the winger, try and do some damage. Like I shoot even if I don't see anybody there. Now there's a scout here, and we're just gonna do some damage. Well, that was too many people for me there to handle them. Keep in mind, you're good on one-on-ones. But if the medic doesn't heal you, you burn to death. Is what happens. So we're just gonna go and look at the second last replay before we do the raffles that we're gonna do. Yes. So this is on Freight, playing Scout, you know, because that was the title of the episode, and that's everything we're gonna do. And we're on the high ground here, doing some spammy damage, seeing a demo man down there, taking him out. The soldier. Oh, we activate the hype, and now is where like, yeah, come on, bring it. I'm gonna kill your medic, and I'm gonna kill you with a little help of my buddy team here. Yes, excellent. Teamwork. Excellent. And we're kind of low on health, so we don't want to, our medic is kind of busy, so we're just going to round back and grab that health, and then we're going to be resuming in. And because we don't have hype yet, this is excellent downtime to do it. Oh, here comes a heavy push. But we're going to do something smart here. We're going to hide behind the heavy, because he's going to be going crits, and we have mini crits, and we're up in his back, and we do 150 damage per shot, so we take him out no problem with this single-handedly. Then we take out the soldier as well, and the medic is healing us. Everything is looking fine and dandy. We're doing so much work, so much damage. And gonna be working on the winger here, and the soldiers AFK. What we do with people that are AFK, we kill them, and then we taunt, maybe, not always, but sometimes. Guys like on Facebook, checking with his ex-girlfriend, that's with his best friend, because that's how the fate of the universe works sometimes. And we see, oh, a heavy, okay, do not want to engage that, falling back. Alright, we're good, we're fine. And looking for the medic. He's not here. Alright, spend the time just capping the point even though we're really weak, and the medic is critzing a soldier and he's totally ignoring us. This isn't looking good because we're so low on health and we need health, and there's only a tiny little health back up here. So we're going to grabbing that and then return to the battle, because it's important to be present. Not necessarily if you're just doing much, but if you're present. Here we go, final push. Hype is activated at the prime moment in time, and we capture the point and win. Excellent. Excellent. So with that, we're going to go on to the last replay of the day, which showcases how good it is to jump around as a scout. Not necessarily against heavies, but most classes, especially Demo Man. From what my experience is, jumping around Demo Man is really fun because there's not a lot they can do about it. So we're just going to use a triple jump to get up here. You know, you can do that. You just jump up, like Super Mario, even though I have no shoes and hat. So we're gonna run around here and activate the hype. Okay, they've seen us, and watch this. Look, ma, I'm in the Paralympics. Okay, so we see a sniper here. We're gonna be taking him out because he's been giving our medic some trouble. So we jump around, and eventually again, Deadman can't really do anything because, you know, we're at this zone where he's having a hard time hitting us. And we get the medic, and then we get taken out by rockets or bombs or whatever, and the heavy got us. So that is gonna conclude the episode. For now. So that was the #1 fan. I had surprisingly amount of fun with this one because like the soda popper is really good with the hype, and the winger is Like if you're used to, if you want to do maximum, like if you want to do slightly more damage, slightly faster, but have like a total drop after 5 bullets, you can do that. And the Atomizer is definitely something a lot of people use because that one extra jump just gives you so much mobility. It's definitely a viable set. It's by no means bad. It's a very different style from Scout. It's very bursty, very like downtime, running around, build hype when you have hype, you strike. However, you get mini crits, but nobody mini crits as you. It's not like the Criticola, even though it has like a Criticola underneath it right there. So, with that, we're gonna go in